Hello, hello. Welcome to 4 weddings and a funeral. I mean, 4 dresses and a jacket. I am wearing Simplicity 8375. This is a little summer dress, and Crystal Sews and Stuff just did a really cute version of this Simplicity dress. So go check hers out. She chose the same hacking version that I did. 4 dresses and a jacket. Well, there went July. It is gone. How did you do? Did you finish strong? I was working right up until lunchtime today, but I am finished with my 4 dresses and jacket. Now, I did make those children's clothes in July for my sister's grandchildren, and she sent me a picture of them wearing their little outfits, and it is just adorable. I will put those clothes in another video. We're just gonna stick to the dresses and the jacket, which is what I committed to about 2 weeks ago. I keep waiting until 2 weeks into the month to start sewing, so I've got to fix that. But let's get to it. You can tell me what you think of the dresses and the jacket, and I'll be right back. Here is Simplicity 8856. This is kind of like a mommy and me thing. I sewed the dress in a woman's size, surprisingly enough. Now, I took the sleeves off. I didn't like how they looked. So here is this dress. It is meant to be loose. The pockets are meant to be slouchy, and it goes together with a little hook and eye up here. It's an easy sew, except you have those corners. Now, you are instructed when sewing those corners to reinforce them with some stitching and then clip to your stitching right in the corner. I would not recommend doing that if you have any kind of a large weave fabric, loosely woven fabric like I do. I just couldn't get real sharp points because when I clip the corner to the stitching, they just whoosh, like that. And there was no going back. I really wish I hadn't clipped them. Probably with any other cotton it would be fine, but this is a loose weave cotton and it wasn't ideal. At any rate, other than that, I love the dress. It's as comfortable as can be. And there you have Simplicity 8856. Here is Simplicity 2199. This pattern is from 2011. And it is a princess seam dress. It has ties coming out of the front seams and tying in the back. I chose to make mine out of this diagonal stripe crinkled rayon challis, and it just feels great. It's very cool. You know, I'm a rayon challis fan, but perfect for summer, right? This is sleeveless and an easy sew, an easy fit, because you can cinch it in with the tie here, which comes out of the front seams. It's got a facing at the neck. I chose to finish off the armholes with bias binding, and that just makes a nice long dress. I love dresses this length, so I'm not going to cut it any shorter, but if you wanted to, you certainly could. You could bring it up and have it be kind of short, but it is an A-line skirt. So that is Simplicity 2199. New look, 6614, perfect summer dress. I did the one with the overlay and the big ties on the side. So here is the silhouette of this dress. You have an asymmetrical hem there where the overlay dips down. You've got these big fun ties here. I used a beautiful Rosen and Chaddock stretch cotton for the body of the dress, and then I did a contrast cotton and steel overlay. So it's got a zipper in the back, and this came out, quite frankly, a little big. I have this cinched really, really tight over here. So what I think I'm gonna do is just take it in a little bit on the sides. But it's a very fun style. They have you pin the straps, try it on, and put them to where you like them, and then sew them so there are no mishaps there. I took up a very tiny little hem. Like, I serged it and then folded it up about 1/4 inch. And that overlay is just really fun. I think it works in the contrast fabric. And if it's hot out, here's a dress for you. New look, 6614. Simplicity 8910 is gaining popularity. It is a really fun dress. You have an empire line seaming, and these aren't gathers, these are pleats. So you have a bunch of pleats in the front, and you've got them in the back, but the back dips down, that seam is lower. You have these nice little pockets that form in the front and are stitched down so they're not flapping around in there. Now, I did make a note on my pattern. They tell you right out of the gate to trim away 5/8 inch seam allowance in the armholes if you're gonna do sleeveless. Well, I didn't do that because I thought that would make the armholes way too big. So I wanna caution you, don't just do that automatically because they tell you to. If you want a closer fitting armhole, don't trim them away. I didn't really like that finish with the self fabric binding. My top stitching came out kind of far away from the edge, so I'm thinking about perhaps adding a little embellishment stitch in there. I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence with that. I did use purchase binding on the armholes, and I'm glad I did that, because you know I like that. And then I did the poor man's FBA here, where I just cut a little bit larger on each seam allowance directly under the armhole and back in again before that waist seam. This is made out of a polyester woven. It is very flowy and drapey, and it just feels great. I can see why this dress is becoming popular. That is Simplicity 8910. Kwik Sew 3732. One jacket coming up. What's that, you say? A jacket in July? Why, yes, I'm always chilly, don't you know? Well, I did it. I sewed my jacket in July. Now, this is an unlined jacket. I know there are people who really do not like unlined coats, and then there are people who do. It's a great sew, it's easy. I chose to put just one great big button right there. This fabric has sparkles in it, but you can't really see them on camera. I wish you could. The sparkles add a je ne sais quoi to the fabric, to the coat. My pockets point in. I don't know how that happened. They're supposed to point out. Mine point in. If there's a way to go wrong in a pattern, I will usually find it. My sleeves were a little short, so I attached some sheer ribbon around the cuffs, and I did a lot of top stitching. That facing's pretty big, so you know you need to keep that corralled. And What else can I tell you about this? I do think it is beginner friendly. I cut a size small. It's a great fit in the shoulders. The sleeves were a little short. And I kind of boxed myself in after I'd cut, sewn, and top stitched a seam that I pressed open. I realized that this fabric was going to snow everywhere. The inside is white, and these little balls of fluff were everywhere. I had stitched the seams down, so I couldn't do a Hong Kong finish on them. I couldn't serge them. Well, what I did was I got out some iron-on hem tape. I didn't even know I had it. And I looked on YouTube and thought, has anyone used it as a seam finisher? I couldn't find anything. But you know what? I just ironed that right over that pressed open seam, and voila, no more fuzzies. So that's just a little tip. Actually, it looks kind of nice in there too. And if you want me to talk more about that in another video or give a demonstration, I could do that. So I love my little Kwik Sew jacket. I like just having one button. This was the pattern that Brad picked at random for me, and I do recommend it. It's a great, fun piece to sew. My fabric was thick, and it got very, very thick up in here with the undercollar, the overcollar, the facing, the fabric, the inner facing. And I've got to give a shout out to my sewing machine because it sewed over all those layers very, very well. And I had said that my brother SB3129 always bogged down at heavy seams but does beautiful buttonholes. Well, on this jacket, it sewed heavy seams just fine, and it went all jankaroo on my buttonhole. I had to reinforce my buttonhole by hand sewing. And apparently I am not safe at any speed with a shank button. I had to sew that on 3 times. In the end, we are there. We are done. I like it. I would sew it again. It's just a really fun little coat. If you really like a lining, you could probably line it very easily. There we have it, 4 dresses and a jacket. I will show you the kids' clothing coming up. I have a whole new infusion of vintage patterns that I can't wait to share with you. So goodbye, July. Hello, August. Let's make it a great month. Keep sewing. Bye, everyone.